Alright, what's going on, everybody? This isn't a full official episode of this podcast or anything. This is just a quick episode I wanted to make real quick because of some new developments that are happening today. As you can see in the bottom left corner, Roy's not here with me right now. So I turned off his webcam, his microphone and everything. He's not here right now. But what I wanted to talk about is the recent decision by President Donald Trump, beautiful orange face right here, his decision to veto a war powers resolution that was passed in both the Senate and Congress that was championed by people like Bernie Sanders, Ro Khanna, and Mike Lee of Utah. Well, Donald Trump vetoed this bipartisan bill, which, usually bipartisan kind of implies that you're going to be fucked over with whatever they pass. But in this case, this war powers resolution could have ended the war, or, genocide in Yemen. But, the president decided to veto this bill. And I think it's pretty obvious why, because, he's Saudi Arabia's bitch. And him and Mike Pompeo and the rest of the people in his administration cited, economic ties with Saudi Arabia and putting the lives of American people in danger. It's obvious fucking propaganda. They don't even fucking believe in it themselves. You know what I'm saying? But considering that just happened, it brings me to another kind of discussion, and that's how we have more examples of how the media is just fucking failing miserably. Because I opened up, the news and everything for today, and I expected to see him use his vetoing power on this war powers resolution bill, but the only thing that any media organization can fucking talk about is the Mueller report. Look at this. NBC, CNN, Time Magazine, The New Yorker, The Atlantic, Slate, Washington Post, all of these, all that they can talk about is the fucking Mueller report. And I understand it's an important thing. It's out now to Congress and the public, but I'm pretty sure enabling genocide is a little bit more fucking important than a fucking report that's probably not even going to have any legal repercussions while this orange motherfucker's in office. So if this report does have any legal ramifications, we're not even going to probably see any fucking results from it until after he's out of office. Let me see, look up. Let's see how much press this is getting. It's getting a little bit of coverage. Trump vetoes measure to force end to U.S. involvement in Yemen war. And even the way that the media phrases this makes it seem like there's this even-handed matchup between Saudi Arabia and Yemen, when in reality it's just not. It's just Saudi Arabia being fueled by American weapons manufacturers to sit there and fucking massacre civilians constantly. It's fucking disgusting, and it really exposes Donald Trump for the corrupt war criminal that he is. Alright, this motherfucker belongs in a military tribunal, or an international tribunal, along with other previous presidents like Bill Clinton, Obama, Bush, all of them. This is disgusting. They're putting profit for military contractors, which are already some of the biggest and most profitable corporations on the planet. They're putting their profits above the lives of civilians. The guy that ran on a message of non-interventionism is now sitting here enabling genocide, just blocking all humanitarian effort into the country, and all you're letting in is just weapons to the neighboring country that want to cut off all supplies to them entirely. How the fuck can people still support this motherfucker? It's a rhetorical question. I know, how and why people would, but this is just sick. I don't even see how anybody could rationalize this. I mean, even if you are a conservative / Donald Trump supporter, Republican, or however the fuck you identify yourself, there's no way to justify this. The War Powers Resolution that they just passed in the Senate and Congress did not threaten American safety whatsoever. If anything, it actually increased U.S. safety, if anything, but I'm sure it didn't really have much to do with that. What it does have to do with is directly impacting the citizens of Yemen, who are just facing this massive cholera outbreak, and there's millions of them projected to die soon. It's a horrible humanitarian situation, and Donald Trump had an opportunity to really shine and really do something to improve people's lives overseas, but no. All he's focused on is furthering U.S. interests with Saudi Arabia and just doing whatever they want with the money that they receive. And like I said, all the media wants to talk about is the Mueller report, which we've been hearing about constantly for the past 2 or 3 years now. And I think that's just fucking disgusting. I don't know what else to say to that. It's just, it's sick. It really is. I just cannot stand this administration. And all I can say is, Bernie Sanders 2020, man, that is like the only way to go at this point. I sincerely believe he is the only Democratic candidate in the 2020 election that will be able to defeat Donald Trump, both at all and handily, quite frankly. In 2016, he did have the average of 10 to 15 point lead, which would have been a fucking landslide. But this time around, Donald Trump has the advantage of incumbency. So it might be a little bit more difficult for a Democratic opponent to defeat him in his re-election effort. That's why I think Bernie Sanders has the absolute best chance. I really do. So, fight on, Bernie. I already made my $27 donation, and I have a $6 monthly recurring donation. I don't know if anyone else has, or if anybody else can, but I would suggest it. I want to see President Sanders more than anything.